In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to get faster at grinding stars in Skywars. If you end up enjoying this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. It'd really mean a lot to me if you did. Anyways, let's get right into the video. So yeah, as I mentioned in the intro, today I'm just going to be giving you some of my tips on how you can get faster at grinding stars. I've really only applied these over the last couple of weeks, but believe me, there is a huge difference. I'm already like a quarter of the way through 41 star, and I just hit it like last week, which is insane. Now, hopefully this can help you become a valid member of society and finally stop being a gold prestige. Now, the first thing that I should get out of the way is grinding stars in Skywars is much harder than grinding stars in Bed Wars is. This is because unlike Bed Wars, Skywars actually bases the experience and stars off of wins and kills rather than game time. For Bed Wars, the longer the game is, the more experience you'll earn from it. So the first step is to find a game mode in Skywars that you're relatively comfortable with playing constantly. Now, if you don't know what that means, there are a lot of modes in Skywars. There's teams, there's solo, there's normal, there's insane, there's ranked and mega, but those don't really help when it comes to star grinding because they're literally irrelevant. So both solo and teams actually give 10 XP per win, so I would focus on one of those modes. From there, you can either play normal mode or insane mode. It just comes down to personal preference. I prefer insane mode, but you can play whatever. Both of them are like literally the same, and it does not matter which you play. If you're struggling to choose, normal mode is generally the slower paced game, while insane mode is generally a lot faster because it has speeds, pearls, and a lot better armor. I find insane mode to be more fun because the fights are a little bit longer because everyone has better gear, but again, it's personal preference. You choose whatever. Alright, so my next step is you need to learn how to win that game mode that you just chose consistently. This can definitely take some time, but after you get past that first hurdle, Skywars grinding will get a lot easier. There's a lot more to it than this, but basically a general thing on how I play is I start out by just looting all my chests as fast as I can. Then I just run to middle and play really aggressive. You know, I'll often go for cleans and just fights where people are really low and just try and get massive strength chains. In the end, you really just want to focus on winning the game because wins give a lot more experience than kills do. So once you've learned how to win your games consistently and have started to play to win, you need to learn how to get a set number of wins per day. Now, this can be really hard if you're just a casual player. Like, I was a casual player, so it's still really difficult for me to get used to playing a lot of Skywars, but it's well worth it in the end because you end up getting a lot more experience. If you find it to be hard at first, you can always start out with a smaller number of wins, maybe like 10 or 15, and then slowly work your way up. I usually play for about 25 wins a day, but sometimes that's too much for me, so I'll go for 10 or 15. And other days, if I'm in more of a mood to play Skywars, I'll go for something like 50 or even 75 if I'm in the mood for it. So another thing too is a lot of the biggest leaderboarders and the sweatiest of players usually get about 100 wins a day or more. They can usually level up anywhere from like 7 to 8 days by doing this, and it's really insane. But you have to have a lot of free time on your hands because it can take anywhere from 4 to 5 hours to get 100 wins a day. Usually getting about 25 wins takes me about an hour and a half on a good day and 2 hours on a bad day, which isn't really that bad. I feel like that's average playtime for a lot of people, so I mean. So two other things that you should really focus on is leveling up your corrupt percentage chance. So if you actually go over here into the soul well and click right here, you'll see that there's this angel of death thing. Basically, by getting a certain number of coins, you can level up the angel of death, and that will increase your chance of getting a corrupted game. Now, a corrupted game basically changes the rules of Skywars, where instead of getting a soul per kill, you actually get a head. There's actually 10 different types of heads, and they all give different levels of experience. Like, Ew will give 1 experience, Yucky will give 2, so on and so forth, until you get to heavenly heads. Now, these are actually determined based on how many kills that player has. So if someone has a lot of kills, they're gonna have a heavenly head, and you really want to go for those kills. Besides leveling up the angel of death, if you go into the tournament lobby all the way over here to the tribute shop, you can find the favor of the angel perk, which costs 100 tributes, but that actually gives you plus 1% chance for games to be corrupted. On top of this is also super helpful because it will give a bonus experience per Skywars. Basically, instead of getting 10 experience per win, you actually get 11, and this seems small, but it really helps over time. On top of that, if you go into the Angel's Descent, there's actually the Angel's Offering, which gives another bonus 1% corruption chance. Again, super helpful if you want to get more experience. So this next tip is actually really helpful for grinding faster. Oh, I'm insane. I am actually insane. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so funny. Holy crap. If you can find a partner to play Team Skywars with, you're going to be way better off at grinding experience. By having 2 people on a team, you have a much higher chance of winning if you're both really good at the game. And even if you're not really good at the game, you'll get better if you play more with each other. So I would highly suggest finding a partner that you can have good chemistry with to play Skywars with. Usually I end up playing with my friend Forums. He's actually a 49 star and has better stats than me. And we end up playing a lot and we're really good together. We get a lot of wins and that's actually what's gotten me back into grinding so we can both be a high star. Now this last tip is completely optional, but it's helped me so much. If you can record or stream your gameplay, that might help a lot to make it more interesting for you. Now, obviously, content creation is not for everyone, but I've noticed that streaming my games while I play has helped me motivate myself to play more Skywars. It's a lot of fun, really. And if you've ever wanted to become a content creator, Skywars needs more content creators right now, so it really wouldn't hurt if you wanted to get into it. Or if content creation doesn't really suit your fancy, you could always just sit in a voice call with your friends and play. Maybe even screen share it. That's usually what I do, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, as with everything, you might not be great at getting a lot of wins in a certain amount of time, but the more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it, and the higher star you'll be. You can finally shed your name of a gold prestige and become an actual person. You can become a valid Skywars player simply by just playing the game more. Who would have guessed? But yeah, that's basically all I have to say. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, see you later.